Ashes of Creation, at least in the last 2 years, has looked nothing short from a giant scam, at least in my humble opinion. Promises not kept, classes not finished, gameplay not added, bugs not fixed, and so many more problems. The game development has seemingly completely gone to a crawl. No real things that matter have been added, and well, it's not looking really too great when your main guy who is leading the project is bragging about how humble he is that he chose to not sue someone because he disagreed with their opinion. Yes, that does not inspire confidence in the absolute slightest, in fact. And a lot of people are slowly agreeing that Ashes of Creation is just, well, best estimates currently 5 years away from being finished. Even though it's constantly struggling with financing, even though it has made so much money. I mean, their beta keys at one point costed, or alpha keys, or whatever keys, costed $200, and they stopped selling them because, reasons. Well, whatever, let's see what this is about.
If you're new to Ashes of Creation, or like most of my subscribers very familiar with the game, Asmon's recent playthrough matters. First of all, he's an MMO veteran.
Blizzard used to make good games.
But he's relatively new to playing Ashes, so how he experiences the game is telling for the first-time user experience, or FATUI. I also think it's good for new people to watch because he's an honest guy and gives the game a fair shake.
Caroline DEI. You know, naturally it's a woman.
True, based and real, by the way. Also, yeah, if this seems a little bit sus to you, it is, because the guy who has made this video is an absolute Ashes of Creation shill, by the way. We saw his last video where he put me, as one of the biggest, most evil Ashes of Creation negative grifters out there. Okay, I'm humbling myself there, but he did use me as example as an evil Ashes of Creation grifter. Now, what is an evil Ashes of Creation grifter? Well, someone who obviously disapproves of your opinion. Yes, I did not agree with his opinions. Evil. Obviously evil and wrong. And my opinion was negative of Ashes of Creation. And as we all know, negative opinions are not valid because they're negative. Now, I wish that was a skit or a joke, but no, we are unironically talking about a person who actually functions like this. And I use the term functions very loosely here, obviously.
Oh, and it has over 1 million views. He started off his 3-hour plus stream with questing. This is going to be the expectation of most people. I realize I'm weird. Love MMOs, hate questing. He experiences one of the exact reasons why I would rather
that is very popular, by the way, stance. Love MMOs, hate questing.
Mob grind.
Okay, this shouldn't really be too hard.
Famous last words. He's doing a quest where you have to gather a resource which spawns in at regular intervals. The catch is other people doing the same quest can gather it too, and you have to wait for it to respawn.
I don't know if I can handle this anymore. Okay, I'm just gonna stand over here and wait for it to respawn. I am.
Wait. Is he gonna say that is objectively something like a bad experience or whatever? Wait. Is this guy trying to say the fact that we have an MMO where resources are time-gated by everyone else doing it and there's no reason for it is actually a good game design? This is horrible. This is horrible.
Wait for it to respawn. That's the smart thing to do. I swear to God, if this dick sucker, he...
Makes
okay,
sense.
we're gonna stand right here. We're gonna stand right here, and I'm gonna wait for it to respawn. I'm gonna wait for it to respawn right now. It's fine. No, you get the fuck away from me. You get the fuck away from me, you weird troll.
Interactables that other people can pick up is a terrible way to do these. It makes you hate everyone. It's a sub-level 10 quest, so you can't even flag up on these people. Intrepid can fix this any number of ways, and I hope they do, because this was...
I mean, Intrepid can also make a game, but I guess that they're not really doing that, you know?
Painful. This is the same problem, just in a different way.
God
he
damn
has
it.
kill quests, but needs to get the tag in order for it to count. Also a bad way to do things early on.
Like, I think we should do something else, because this is like
Other MMOs have fixed this literally 20 years ago. No, not 20 years ago. 10 years ago, games have fixed this. What? Why? Why is Ashes of Creation doing everything wrong?
Need to tag and do the majority of damage. Oh, that's a lot. I wonder if it's worth waiting around for this. Because I feel like if I do, it's going to take so long.
Yeah, he did a lot of damage.
What do you guys think?
I guess.
Yeah, it feels like this area is super contested. Let's go do something else for now, and then I can go back and try this later.
Lamau.
What's up, bitch? Okay, that went pretty well.
No.
No, it didn't. I didn't get anything.
I think it's okay if sub-level 10s can get credit for a kill if they didn't get the first hit or do the majority of the damage. He ends up passing this content because the way the quest is set up. He later says what we're all thinking.
I feel like with a lot of these early mobs, like one thing that they'll probably have to do, unless they want to have people get bottlenecked, is that you either have to have like a really good dynamic spawning system, or you should just have a lot of the really early mobs have group tag. Like, it's kind of like, it's not like an MMO thing, but it's probably, like, better than the alternative.
People in his chat told him to group up. I know Ashes is a group-friendly game, but as a first-time user, I don't think this is best for levels 1 to 10. A lot of guys, in particular Gen Z and Gen Alpha, aren't going to start the game with an already established group of friends. This will likely be their first MMO, ever.
That's because they don't have friends. Also, wait, why is he just assuming that this is gonna be their first MMO? Ashes of Creation has dropped off the radar so absolutely hard that it should be studied on one hand.
WoW players are old. According to Strafe.com, the average WoW player is 33 years old. There are more players over 50.
Am I 32 yet? I think I am. I think I actually am on the dot. Shit. Bad.
Than under 24. Whenever this game releases, and Asmongold gives his thoughts on that later too, Gen Z and Gen Alpha will occupy a large portion of the gaming space. While it's true MMOs will help them make lifelong friends, I think it's okay if the game is more
That's not true. Remember about the 41%.
soloable at the beginning. Another good point of criticism from him is the weapon skill tree. Every weapon has this essentially copy-pasted skill tree, which uses all kinds of words you're not going to understand until you get deep.
Yeah. Bad game design. Shocking. Ashes of Creation. Wow. Again, by the way, they have had literally forever to fix this. To make this better. But they haven't.
Deep into the weeds.
And did I already get another weapon point? I did. Okay, so combo attacks are 3% penetration. Okay, well, I mean, damage seems like it's probably better.
But both of them are damage.
Finisher and deadly finisher. I think I'm just going to go with this. I don't really know, but it seems like it's a better option.
Thankfully, Intrepid is doing a major overhaul of this system.
Yes, when it's 15 years too late. Thank you.
Hopefully, they're more intuitive and unique per weapon. Bespoke, you might say. There's one moment he gets an item which starts a quest. There's a decent number of items like this in the game, which is part of what I think makes the game feel a bit more lively and dynamic. Seems like he's intrigued by it.
Wait, okay, so I looted...
I'm sorry, did you seriously just fucking say, oh, he looted an item that starts a quest off his item and that's unique? Or, you know, vaguely fucking hinted at that? I'm gonna need a moment to compose myself, okay? Deep breaths. Deep breaths. And exhale. I'm gonna need a mo. God, that's stupid.
A book. Do I have to read the book? Wait, I just got a goblin's book and it gave me a quest.
The quest was a simple one where you return the book to its original owner. Someone in his chat didn't like that quest and he responds here.
What gameplay, giving a goblin a book back? I think that's okay, actually. I think little quests like that are a good idea. Especially if it's like you reading a, reading a special item.
I know a lot of people have very strong feelings about the game's graphics, and he makes a
I can't, that was...
comment on that too.
The graphics in the game, like, don't get me wrong. I think that the graphics in the game right now are passable. Like, there would be some people that would choose not to play the game because of these graphics, but I think the overall...
The graphics of the world, I definitely think are passable. One of the biggest issues is just your characters kind of looking like ass in a lot of cases, and, you know, attack animations and things like that just feeling bad.
Majority of people wouldn't probably make a decision based off of that. Like, that's my best guess.
In low light areas, I think the game looks bad, but I think it shines with good lighting. He states his opinion again here on non-consensual PvP. Ashes has a flagging system where in the open world you can attack anyone. If you kill the unwilling...
I'm sorry, did you seriously just try to give a good example of the graphics being good? 90% nothing and then nothing in the distance? This is the same as people commenting Starfield has amazing art because Skybox exists. Bro, I don't remember the last game who failed a Skybox, especially in a space game. That's really hard, you know?
Consensual PvP. Ashes has a flagging system where in the open world you can attack anyone. If you kill the unwilling though, you become corrupt and will lose your equipped items on death. It's very punishing. Asmon says this though about non-consensual PvP.
PvP is the most important part of multiplayer games. It is, and that's why you have to make sure that you don't do it in a way.
It is. That's why no one likes it. Dude, we have, by the way, gone through this dance so many times. People in MMORPGs hate PvP. Yes. I'm talking legit. It's just true. Every single MMORPG that goes the PvP route inevitably gets destroyed. We have so many examples. I think the last noticeable example was Sword and Liberty? Throne and Liberty. There we go. So many people quit the game because it involved mass PvP. Mass PvP is the worst thing ever. Arena-style PvP is good. People really like that. But making your game about mass PvP is one of the stupidest, unrewardingest things in the whole game that people will inevitably hate.
That makes people
because there's gonna be a bunch of super sweats that find ways to play for 25 hours a day, and then they just camp, you know, the starting village. That's how you can't camp the starting village, but you get my point.
Enjoy the game. And I think that just in general, whenever you make people do something that they don't want to do, they're gonna probably quit the game, right? Like, this is just a general, like, reality. And so what happens is that whenever you have a non-consensual PvP system, you end up... The only people that are truly affected by a non-consensual PvP system are people that don't want to PvP. Logically, right? And so, because the people that want to do it are already doing it. And so, like, the only people that are left are the people that don't want to do it. And so, I think that's going to cause people to lose interest in the game.
I don't really agree with his assessment here. I think willingness to PvP is more of a spectrum than it is a binary yes or no. If you have a chance for a better reward, but you might have to PvP.
If it's arcaders, yeah, it's a spectrum. If it's an MMORPG, no, it's a flat out yes or no. How many people do you think enjoy playing Classic? And how many people do you think hate PvP? Like, when Season of Discovery came out, how many people do you think enjoyed the Blood Moon event? None. People were forced to do it for bits, but most people just hated it.
For it, that's going to change where you are on that spectrum. What I don't like about games where PvP is completely separate from PvE is that your interactions aren't genuine with other players. In games where you can't PvP, people will find underhanded ways to screw you and you won't have any recompense. In multiplayer game of the year, Arc Raiders, a large swath of people wanted PvE servers. I'm glad Embark stuck to their guns and said no. It makes getting to the extract that much more exciting. In MMOs, it creates scarcity when there's material lost through PvP. If everyone could just spam an instance dungeon or raid, the rewards from it wouldn't be exclusive. Now let's say you down a boss in the open world, which only spawns once per day.
That is a complete misunderstanding.
The gear you get for that will be...
If everyone can spam a dungeon and thing and get the item and it's not exclusive, that's not what makes PvP. That has nothing to do with PvP. PvP is supposed to add scarcity. That's why I use it, Arc Raiders as an example. That's why I use it. Because in Arc Raiders, anyone can kill you, and it's a part of the game that you have agreed to. And you know that that's how it works. But in MMORPG, you get nothing for being killed. You just got killed. It just wastes your time, it's annoying, and that's it. You want to do other stuff. You are playing the game for literally a completely different reason. And then you're forced to take part in this activity that you never wanted in the first place. Our creators, you know that PvP is a part of the thing that you're supposed to be doing. You signed up for this when you decided to play the game. Unlike this.
Way more valuable.
Well, technically this should be the same, but again, different. Our creators cannot be compared to an MMORPG when it comes to PvP. Again, use Throne and Liberty as an example. PvP is massively fucking hated in that game, except for the winners who have paid money.
I want to just dismiss his argument and say wow brain, because a lot of people feel this way. It's a design feature I'm glad Ashes has, and it sets it apart from WoW. The more Ashes has in common with WoW, the more it's in direct competition, and there's no way Ashes wins. There is a market for games like this, and I think Ashes
Of Creation is already in 100% direct competition with World of Warcraft because it's the same genre of game and everyone is already comparing it to the same type of game. You literally started the video with comparing with Asmongold saying saying World of Warcraft.
will find its own lane. Moving on, he makes a good point here with solo gameplay.
I think that most people like the idea of playing in a shared open world, but without being
I, by the way, love how this guy wants to say that Asmongold is wrong about fucking everything, but is afraid to do so.
forced into having to group with other people in order to accomplish tasks. I think generally that's true. Like, obviously, like, it depends, right? But I think that's definitely it. And so, like, if you make an MMO and you don't provide, like, a really fulfilling, good solo experience, you're gonna have people that aren't gonna play the game.
I think he's right. There should be multiple avenues to level and play the game. I think the hardest should be the most rewarding, though. Everyone can play the game they want to. So usually things requiring coordinated group play should give the most experience, loot, etc. Something I thought was fun to see was his and chat's reaction to seeing all the recipes.
Oh, wow, 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 wow. Okay. So these are all the items you can... Holy shit!
That's a lot of items. But that's what Ashes of Creation is supposed to actually be. It's supposed to be a crafting simulator than nothing really else, because the economy of the world is fully player governed like EVE Online, which means sitting there and crafting is actually kind of more part of the game than anything else.
Oh my god!
And the whole point is, by the way, that one person cannot craft everything.
Goes deep. We've got a sliver at an alpha right now, but this crafting system is just one example of how much content we're in for. We also like the feature which I think adds a little soul to the game.
I think that one of the best things in this game, this is gonna sound really stupid, but one of the best things in this game is the fact that mounts persist after you get off of the mount. It's like one of those really little things that, like, nobody, like, who gives a fuck, right? Who cares? I care.
Near the end, he points out one of the unique strengths of Ashes.
You know, there's a lot of really good things about this game, and I think they listen a lot. That's why I'm giving my feedback, and, you know, I'm sure there's some things that are going to happen and some things that won't.
The fact that the developers of this game listen to their fan base has been a huge strength. They've made several fan-directed changes like static node rarity and the upcoming wall of shame for cheaters. It wouldn't be an Ashes video if we didn't talk about development time and release date.
How long do you think it would take for Ashes to be mass market ready? If you want me to be honest, I think 2 to 3 years.
I think he's right here. 2 years puts us at the end of 2027. Steven said he wants to hit beta this year, but we all know he has a fickle relationship with time. My guess is we get beta some...
Hasn't he been wrong about literally every time? Isn't Ashes of Creation already, by the way, like 3 or 4 years or something like that behind schedule, technically?
Time in early 2027 and full release that winter. There's still a ton of systems which will be coming online over the course of 2026, which we all have to look forward
to. A ton of systems on top of not finished systems.
To. Steven shows up to him in-game and Asmon gives these quick words of encouragement.
Game looks a lot better than the last time I played, man. Great job. Yeah, just, I mean, just keep it up. Keep it up. Keep doing it.
I love it when people like Asmongold discuss Ashes. Gets more eyes on the project and fresh perspectives. He doesn't agree with some of the design decisions like open world PvP, and that's fine. There are plenty of things I don't like about the game either, like cosmetics and questing, but the overall concepts of affecting an ever-changing world with large-scale PvP battles keeps me hooked. New voices will often disagree with certain design features of the game. The vast majority of it, though, comes from a good place. People care enough about the success of this MMO that they express their opinion. I know this was...
Yeah, technically true. A lot of people don't care also, though, if we're being completely honest. I wonder if Ashes of Creation is gonna ever launch, though. I really wonder what's gonna happen to it. Because there is no world where we're 2 years away from a fucking launch, baby, okay? There is no world, okay? It went on Steam because it's running out of money, obviously. I mean, we literally saw this video, and there it was 10 out of 10. Anyway, that was the Copium Clinic, 10 out of 10. Bye!